So when I went through this time period and God started to expose some of these things, the things that I remembered is, when I was 5, I was molested by one of my friends who was like 2 or 3 years older than me. To me, it wasn't a big deal, right? Like, hey, this is just a neighborhood girl who was experimenting. It was just one of those things that you shoved down and you didn't talk about. And because it didn't get talked about, I didn't ever get to deal with the consequences of that little girl taking away my innocence at the age of 5 and having to kind of deal with things that a 5-year-old shouldn't have to deal with, and the consequences of what that brought through the rest of my life. Also, when I was 5 years old, my friend's brother threw me up against the wall, and it was a very scary situation. And I also had an incident where I was treated very badly by a babysitter. And so all this happened when I was younger, and so it affected the way that I perceived like safety and protection as I grew up. And because of that, I made choices trying to protect myself, but those were not the way that I should have. Like, I was stuck as like a 5-year-old in a sense. I kind of led to a point where I became very suicidal at the age of 11. And then that continued. And suicide became self-harm, which then became alcoholism and pill popping and being a little bit more lustful and being kind of loose with men and things like that. And so it kind of followed me through my childhood into my adulthood. And I think the biggest thing for me was struggling with the suicide, thinking like, this is all my fault. Like, I had this perfect childhood and have these great parents and all these things, but yet I was still very stuck in this very suicidal tendency. And because of that, it brought a lot of shame and it brought a lot of guilt. And I didn't really know how to connect with people because of that. And so it really affected like my ability even in adulthood.